Yo, what is up, ballers? How are you guys doing today? I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm Will the Wisp, and I'm here to give you guys a quick video, hopefully quick. You know how these go. Sometimes they go longer. On why I think Slam Dunk Mobile is very fun and why you should try the game out despite the low player base that it has in North America. One big point I want to make is that we do have a Discord server for Slam Dunk Mobile. It's unofficial, but if you want to play the game or want to try the game out for yourself, I highly recommend joining our Discord that we made. I'll put in the link in the description below. It really helps get matches, specifically ranked matches. It makes it so much easier because everybody's just like, there's like a moderator that adds everybody like, yo, let's play some games, typically in the evening time. But sometimes people like to try to match up anytime basically because they kind of just talk it out. But yeah, anyway, the reason why I say that Slam Dunk Mobile is like more fun for me is that one, it feels like when you especially like when you're like a new player in Slam Dunk Mobile, you have to, you basically get, you get destroyed by other players that are just more experienced. It feels like, you're really going nowhere at the start, which is interesting versus like some of these other basketball mobile games where you could literally pay and you'll go somewhere. You know what I mean? You can kind of do that in Slam Dunk Mobile too, but at the same time, it won't really help if you don't know how to play anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because the game is so based off of skill in terms of like blocking, stealing, bumping, all that stuff, even scoring. It really depends on the player, not just the character alone. The characters obviously have different types of abilities and all this and all these skills that, some are, I guess, I wouldn't say more stronger than others, but just have different properties that you may or may not like. And it just makes it so that like skill is what determines the player versus like just paying for something. And that's what I love about it so far. As an avid player for the game, I've been playing the game for about 3 years, and it's been a fun ride. It was kind of on and off because again, low player base does make you feel like you can't really play. So it kind of makes it hard to play it as much as I would love to keep playing. I would love to play all day. That's how much I like the game. I would play all day, like on my day off or something. If I'm able to play all day, I would. That's how good the game is. And I've never really, had like a side of me that says I don't feel like playing this game is boring. I've never had a time where I was like, this game is boring. That's what I love about Slam Dunk Mobile is that you can play it all day, but it's just the player base, since it's an NA, especially NA, North America wise, it's just so hard to get a match. But now it's been a little bit easier. We've been getting games every evening so far, which is really good. In the ranked matches, of course. Normal matches, we don't do normal matches, man. Normal matches have like a bunch of bots. If you're like doing normal matches, you're basically like a casual. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Ranked match is better because it's competition, and you're obviously trying to get better as a player. Because you won't really get that versing bots. You won't really, learn anything versing bots. Yes, you do play against bots in ranked mode. Eventually, once you reach the starting player level, which I believe it's like 4 ranked tiers above the first rank, that's when you'll start playing against real players majority of the time. I know bots can be tedious, but if you're new to the game, you might as well take it as a learning step, basically. And then that way, when you reach higher ranks and go against real players, you'll be more prepared. But yeah, as opposed to other basketball games, like let's compare like to Street Ball 2 on Fire, since I've been like doing videos on that. Street Ball 2 on Fire is more pay to win, obviously. Like the characters are strong as heck. Costs $400 to get. Slam Dunk Mobile they're basically free to get. However, yes, you still have to level them up and level their skills up and stuff. That takes a long time, but it's all free, dude. I think the only thing that's not free now for Slam Dunk Mobile is the legend characters. I think you can get them for free, but getting their cards to level them up is not free so far. I don't know if they're going to change that later, but they are not free. But yeah, that's the only thing I see that's that you have to pay for. That doesn't mean that you're going to lose games because of it. You know, because a legend character exists. No, you're not going to lose, especially if you're already good at the game. Like, you're not going to take an L because there's a legend character on the field. It's not like Street Ball 2 on Fire where you can just pull out a Allen Iverson or a T-Mac or something, and if your team doesn't have that sort of some sort of characters, or at least characters that are kind of the same level of strength, you're going to take an L most likely versus really good players that are on those characters, T-Mac and Allen Iverson. They're going to basically overtake you no matter what character you drop, as long as, especially if you don't have the same characters. That's the problem with that game. Another thing I want to actually stress about Slam Dunk Mobile is the skills. There's so many different skills in the game. So many different ways to score. Not only that, but there's many characters in the game, which means, and I know people are going to be arguing that Street Ball 2 on Fire is new. There's not enough characters, or not a lot of characters yet. But here's the thing, though. Slam Dunk Mobile it's like comp based. It's like what characters you pick together that make it interesting. You can do certain characters, put them together, and they'll do a totally different playstyle versus a different set of characters every time. And there's just so many different combinations. You could have, like, for example, Miyagi with Akagi and maybe Sakuragi, which is kind of a weird combination. I wouldn't do that in my opinion, but it can still kind of work in a sense. It will actually work in a sense. Not necessarily, but it can maybe. And then you have like Miyagi with Fukawa, etc. Like, there's so many different matchups. You can have like, like scoring bigs with you, scoring, whatever, defensive people, passers all together doing pass-like play, catch and shooters with like one passer. That you see that a lot more often, stuff like that. There's just so many different things. You can do that in other basketball games as well, but Slam Dunk Mobile does such a good thing. Just has such a good idea to it when it comes to like playing with different characters. That's what I love about it. But yeah, like, I know I'm just gushing about the game. Like, it really is. I believe that is one of the greatest basketball games we have. I hope that Dunk City Dynasty, it seems to be also going the same route with the skills. So I actually believe in that game as well. I think that game is going to shine when it comes out, and it's looking pretty popular. NBA Infinite also looks really nice. I played it. It's not like my favorite. It's definitely up there. I would probably put it at third place so far. And then the Kuroko no Basket Street Rivals coming out too. That game is literally, it's going to be like Slam Dunk Mobile, so I'm most likely going to love that one too when it drops. Sadly, it's not going to be in North America, probably way later, but this year it's coming out in Japan, which is pretty cool. So I might hit it up. You might see a video on that. On my YouTube. But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about this real quick, man. Like, I really just want to say, like, I really do enjoy the game, man. I really enjoy Slam Dunk Mobile. I wish, like, we had more players, man. So like I said, man, if you guys are interested, man, consider joining our Discord and trying to play the game, man. We actually have tons of guides there. We literally teach players. We teach all the new players and try to make them better players and stuff like that, because the game is really hard. That's what made me like I said, when I first got on the game, it was so hard and my win rate was low as heck. I'm telling you, even with my friends, it was a hard game. We had a hard time getting better and better. Not only because we had low stats, but just in general, like how to play defense and stuff is a little bit different from other basketball games, because you have to like memorize moves. You have to memorize the timings for moves. And I'm not saying that's not the case in other basketball games, like like Street Ball 2 or any other basketball game. But it's like, it's more specific in Slam Dunk Mobile, way more specific. There's like barely any like timings like that you can like, say it's just such a precise timing with all these blocks. Like, if you don't like block on time, you're not getting it. Like, it's just that simple. Like, there's no like there's no like late timing, early timing type thing, unless you have high block stat. Maybe that might help. I think if you have high block and jump, which, you know, jump increases height and then block increases range, that might help a little bit. But overall, nah, not really. You still have to time it correctly. And there's also dunks that you can't really block. You know, it's kind of luck based. I mean, it's kind of luck based with dunks. That's another problem I have with Slam Dunk Mobile. I know I'm kind of like going all over the place with my discussion, but but yeah, Street Ball 2 on Fire. The blocking system in that is terrible, man. Like I said, I'm sorry for bashing on that game, but yeah, the blocking system, they need to get rid of that luck factor. Like when you block on time, you should automatically get the block. There should be no block success rate, only on dunks, bro. The only thing that should have block success rate or luck rate is dunks. There should be no way that if you get a perfect timing block, you should guarantee block that. You should automatically be able to block those moves that they dish out, especially ultimates. I've seen times and times again where you'll get a perfect block, but your character just doesn't get it because the game says it's luck. And that's a big problem. You don't want to make a basketball game that's based off of luck, man, especially when it comes to blocking. If you block on time, you should be rewarded. You should not be like, you know, whatever the, was it like disencouraged? I don't know the freak. What's that called? Discouraged, yeah. Discouraged. Oh my goodness, man. But yeah, you shouldn't be discouraged, man, trying to block on time. It's kind of dumb. So yeah, that's what I love about Slam Dunk Mobile is that they do a good job on blocking. They reward you for blocking on time very well. Like if you know a move is coming, you can literally just wait for it and then block on time. Because some moves are slow, have slow timing. Some move has really fast timing. That's another thing about Slam Dunk Mobile. Some of these moves are so fast, you can't even like. Oh my god! You really have to press the block button extremely quick, to some extent. Also, the game is delay based on like lag in terms of lag. So like if you have 100 ping, yeah, good luck trying to block. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult. You're gonna have to block a little bit earlier, which is unfortunate. That's the only thing that Slam Dunk Mobile, I guess, does have a problem with. But I'm glad it has that sort of lag, because if it had like, you know, teleporting lag like FS2, for example, Freestyle 2 Street Basketball, where like they just teleport all over the place if they're lagging, I don't like that personally. I'd rather have delay, just cause, not on FS2 though. I think FS2 would be weird with delay. I don't think I would enjoy the game if FS2 had delay, especially as an East player who has to play in a West server. Heck no. But anyway, man, I digress, man. Slam Dunk Mobile's cool. Check it out. Thank you guys. You guys have a good one. Peace.